Hi, this is Tad the Diet Coach, and this is your Readiness Trials Tip of the Week. Metrics. Now, a lot of people use different yardsticks, and when you're measuring progress, and just as we're getting started through this challenge, you absolutely want to have a consistent yardstick to measure progress with. And I highly recommend choosing more than one metric. So most people use a scale. That's a great way to start, but you really want to have more than that, because oftentimes, for instance, with a scale, it's not always accurate to what your progress is in the week. There's water fluctuation levels, especially for women, going through different times of the month when their hormone levels surge, and when their hormone levels subside, they can gain water and release water. And of course, if you have, depending on what you eat and you drink and what time of day that you weigh yourself, it can really skew what you think your progress may be. So it's always good to have several metrics to be able to judge progress with weekly, and you want to write these things down. So I suggest things like body weight is good, taking tape measurements, circumference measurements of your arms, your quads, your waistline, your glutes, these kinds of things, so that way you can get these nice, and you can record them, you get these really nice metrics that you can compare from week to week to week. And you want to do them on a scheduled basis. You don't want to do them every day. You don't want to be getting on the scale every day, because it's not going to be a good measure. But the body doesn't really change for most people that quickly. You want to do it maybe once a week. I usually recommend have a set day every week where you measure, you take your measurements, you take the statistics that you want to track. Again, weight is a good one. Circumference readings are another one. A really wonderful one is skin caliper pinches. You can get skin calipers from just about any outlet on the internet, or in some of the vitamin stores for $20 or less. There are very expensive versions, but you don't have to get those. All you really want to have is a way to be able to measure the skin fold, so you know the subcutaneous layers of fat. And then you take all these you don't even have to use any calculations. All you really need to see is the numbers. And week to week, you know if those numbers are getting bigger, then things are getting bigger, or if those numbers are getting smaller, then things are getting smaller. Things are you're burning off. You're usually burning off fat, or you're depleting muscle. So there's some ways you can sort of use these metrics to gauge progress. And then you could look back at your week and your previous week and perhaps the week before that, and look at what have I been eating, what have I been doing, and these are the results I've been getting. And so then you can now have a much more detailed way to manipulate what you're doing throughout the course of your diet, throughout the course of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, whether it be losing weight or gaining weight or whatnot. In this case, for most people, it's losing weight. So these particular metrics that I'm suggesting work really wonderfully, because they're very specific to body fat, with the exception of weight. But it's a general metric that everybody uses, and it's a good one. In general, over time, body scale weight will be fairly accurate, but from one 7-day period to the next, it doesn't. So just bear that in mind. And of course, don't get discouraged if the numbers don't always match up. Take your readings a couple of times and compare them. And so that way you can see some consistencies, and you can see some inconsistencies as well. For me, Tad the Diet Coach, I want to say thank you for listening to the tip of the week. And if you want more detailed information, you can reach me at my website, tadthedietcoach.com, or you can email me at tad@redcon1.com.